This is your chance to be a donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today. Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busy work. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call, or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
It was the Roman poet Virgil who said, "Easy is the descent to hell. All night long, all day, the doors of dark Hades stand open. But to retrace the path, to come out again to the sweet air of heaven, there is the task, there is the burden. If I cannot move heaven, I will raise hell." We'll talk about that later, but now it's time for Rick Tittle and Titillating Sports, Sports Byline USA. All right, thank you for that, and welcome to a Hump Day edition of Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Nice to have you with us wherever you're listening in this great land of ours. And come on in and get heard. 1-800-878-PLAY, 1-800-878-7529. Football, basketball, baseball, soccer, golf, tennis, honor racing, boxing, Olympics, quarter ball, chess, checkers, rugby, cricket. We'll do it together at the toll-free line, 1-800-878-PLAY, 1-800-878-7529. Pretty wide open today with some calls. Feel free. First couple of segments are guest free. At 9:40, filmmaker Harald Swinkels will join us from the Nederlanden. He has a new short film called Odessa. Is it about the Ukraine? We'll find out. Then in studio, I'll have a comedian with me, another in-studio guest. Yesterday we had the lovely and talented Lena Hall. It's Vaughn Decarlo. She's headlining at the world-famous Punchline Comedy Club right down here in Battery Street, just a couple blocks from where I sit on Broadway. That's a different Broadway. Other than that, open lines, 1-800-878-PLAY. How about those play-in games last night? Did anybody care outside of those fan bases? And once again, I say it time and time again, if NBA basketball was like the playoffs, it would be amazing. When people give a hot damn, it's just a different game when people fight and kick and scream and try. We can talk about that. MLB, so everything in between. We're here for you. TuneIn app, iHeartRadio app, Stitcher app, YouTube TV, Twitch.tv. Check me out. I'm so hot. I'm so fine. Come on back.
Have you suffered sports betting losses? There is someone who wants to fight for you to see you get back what you have lost to those sports betting companies. Michael Watts is a prolific trial lawyer with over $11 billion in total recoveries for his clients. And now with sportsbettingclaim.com, he'd like to help you. Michael has been a leader in some of the largest and most complex cases in the country, from defective cars and tires to damaging drugs and medical products. He has always represented the rights of individuals harmed by large corporations. His efforts recently resulted in the recovery of billions for individuals who lost their properties to fires carelessly caused by electric companies and others. Michael knows that sports betting companies preyed on and manipulated consumers into losing their life savings, and he wants to make them pay. If you have suffered financial hardship as a result of online sports betting and would like help seeking compensation, please submit your claim information for evaluation at sportsbettingclaim.com. Michael Watts is focused on winning for you. sportsbettingclaim.com.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work, real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-219-2494, 800-219-2494, 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
Special alert for consumers struggling to pay taxes. There are new tax regulations, not published yet. We have the inside track on your new tax savings. These programs are designed to help struggling taxpayers like you. The COVID relief are gone, but there are new programs to help struggling taxpayers. And we have the inside track. Call now and we'll take you through these new programs. These taxpayer saving programs have never been available until now. Get out of tax trouble now. It doesn't take weeks. It can happen in one phone call. Call now and get the inside track to get rid of your tax problems.
Call the tax helpline now. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. That's 800-949-0039.
Was the Roman poet Virgil who said,
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful, genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle he's so handsome. He's a genius.
You're now listening to the Rick Tittle Show.
all right, we are here. We got some gremlins. Come on in and get heard. I'm going to do the whole show like this. Was that one comedian, Uncle Razor or something? And every little joke is like this. And I'm like, you know what? Some of the jokes are funny, but I can't do the voice. Sort of like the Secretary of Health and Human Services. You know what's funny? I'll get to the show here in a second. But RFK Jr., during the pandemic, he gave, this is 2021, he gave a talk at a private home in San Rafael, which is in Marin County. And there were a couple people that were behind some causes that he was for, and everybody had to wear a mask, and it's in this lady's backyard, and so my friend was like, it's a fundraiser and it's $300 a ticket, but I've got a no-show that already paid for the ticket. And I was like, is there a free beer? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, yeah, all right. And at the time, he was going to try to be Democratic nominee for president. And then the Democrats hated him, so he decided to get into bed with Trump. But I didn't know but that he talked like that, and it reminded me of a time when I had laryngitis, which is another way of saying I had too many beers and belted out too many karaoke songs like 2 nights in a row, and then I got sick, and then I remember I was in the middle of a call with the old classic caller priest, and I was like, with that tone, I said, I sound like a witch being boiled in hot oil. I give up. I tried. So with over 20 years on the mic, that was the one time my voice was like, yeah, we're done. But then again, those were also the days where I was consistently doing 7 hours on the air, mostly solo. So I would do 3 hours here. I'd lay down on the couch in my office, and then I would go over to 95.7 South of Market, and then I'd do a 4-hour night show. And you get to the point where you're like, I'm running out of voice. So anyway, I'm going to do the whole show like that. No, I'm just kidding. 1-800-878-PLAY. 1-800-878-75. Let's just start off with that game with the Hornets and Miami, because the Heat pushed the Hornets to the brink, and they did it largely without the services of their best player, Adebayo. He left early in the second quarter after only 11 minutes playing time. He had a lower back injury, and of course the game went to OT. The Hornets prevailed with a 1-point victory. And injuries happen. The Heat weren't too happy about the way that one came about, because LaMelo Ball, who the Warriors passed on for James Wiseman, he went up for the shot in the paint that was blocked, and Ball fell to the ground. And while he was there, he seemingly pulled Adebayo to the ground with him, and which was called for, and Adebayo fell on his coccyx. That's the tailbone. And the league is planning on reviewing the play, and the ruling is expected before the next playing game on Friday. The league could upgrade that to a flagrant 1 or 2, which would give Ball a fine or an major suspend him for the game. But since nothing was called during the game, it would be very surprising to see them suspend Ball for a win or go home. But Eric Spoelstra, the longtime successful coach of the Heat and Team USA assistant coach, he was not happy about it. He said, I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's funny. I think it's a stupid play. It's a dangerous play. Obviously, our best player was out. I'm not making an excuse. The Hornets played great. They made those plays down the stretch. We got our opportunities down the stretch. That's a shame. He should have been penalized for that. Tripping guys, shenanigans. Curtis was there. He's talking about the referee, Curtis Blair. Curtis was there, and it was his responsibility to see that. And if it is not his responsibility, then Zach has to see that. Garba, he's the crew chief. Somebody has got to see that. He should have been thrown out of the game for that. Unquote. So, Ball blamed his fall for the incident. He apologized. He said, I apologize on that one. I got hit on the head. I didn't really know where I was, but I'm going to check him to see if he's okay and everything. Well, whether he's okay or not, he's going home. He's hitting the links. 127-126 loss for Adebayo. And, you know, they said, Boston could be disciplined for the play after the fact. The Hornets play on Friday, and they'll face the loser of tonight's game between the Sixers and the Magic for that 8th seed. And suspension for a marquee player for a marquee game would be unlikely. So it's going to be a fine is what it is. But either way, Adebayo's absence contributed to Miami being eliminated in postseason. And I'm sure they're not too happy about that. Now, in the other game, when you look at what Portland was able to do, and I remember it was not that long ago in the draft where you heard I would do draft pre-shows, mock drafts, who's going where, who's doing this, who's doing that. And we might remember talking about a player from Israel named Denny Avdiha. And if he was just a name, hardly a household name, but on national television, did he deliver 41 points, 12 assists, 7 rebounds in his first ever playoff game. And he's been playing well all year. It's just that he's kind of in anonymity in a city like Portland that's not having a great year. But, I mean, it's just this guy's all about going downhill. And he was in the top 30 in points in the paint. He was this is interesting about just going downhill. Only Doncic and Giannis had more foul shots all year, which is amazing. I wouldn't even remember this guy's name, honestly. But when you think about whose night it should have been, and maybe it should have been Jalen Green's. It was his first trip to the playoffs. He had that 138. First trip to the playoffs since last year. He had that amazing game against the Warriors where he went for 38. But the 6 other playoff games he's been in, he's held to 12 points or less. And he's had little opportunity for the image rehab as he was quickly traded for Kevin Durant and got hurt on a night where the Suns and Devin Booker were being swarmed by all those perimeter defenders. Nothing really happened. But, I mean, if you think about, I'm talking about the Bulls with Kobe White, the presence in the Hornets-Heat game, and LaMelo Ball and Kobe White are not going to be playing leading men in Hollywood, but they can hoop it up in the backcourt. But if you think about the Bulls having a tangible stake in that game last night, it's because of their decision to trade Lauri Markkanen to the Cavs. A 3-team deal. The Bulls got Portland's first-round pick with a catch. It was protected every year from 2022 until 2028. So Portland proceeded to miss the next 4 postseasons. Had the Blazers missed out this year, the Bulls would have gotten a first-round pick due to the 7-year rule. All right, let's talk some sports. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back.
Like the legend of the Phoenix, all ends with beginnings.
Do you book? Get it out of your mind and make it a real book with a free guide to book publishing. Trying to publish a book yourself can be complicated. It takes a lot of time that you could spend writing your book or even more books. Do what you do best. We can do the rest. Thousands of authors across the nation have trusted our book publishing service. We have the connections to help get your book printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, and bookstores nationwide. We can do it faster than you can on your own. Get your free guide to publishing. It's a free phone call. Remember, make a free call right now and learn how to turn your book into something real that people can buy. Get your free guide. Call right now. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. That's 800-482-8399.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those pills that work below the for less than $1 a pill. Deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life. Have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer. Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the pharmacy shop.
This is a true, sad story for ADT, the leader in home security systems. My favorite dog, Oliver, was stolen from our garage recently. If I had a camera system installed in my home from ADT, I would have known exactly what car possibly pulled up in my driveway and stole my little friend. If I had a security system from ADT, my dog would still be here. I called ADT this weekend, and they're coming out in a few days to install a camera and a new security system. Unfortunately, it's a little too late for me. Listen, protect everyone you love in your family. Call ADT now. Come out and give you a quote to install a full security system in your home. Don't let it be too late for you. Call right now.
Paid for by the Home Security Hotline. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. That's 800-361-3491.
Come again? You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
Rick Tittle beats his servants.
I don't have any. Thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Tittle with you, coast to coast, around the world on American Forces Radio Network. You can participate. Questions, comments, concerns on the sporting universe here. 1-800-878-PLAY. Coming up in the next segment, we will talk to Harald Swinkels. His new film is called Geschwindigkeitsbegrenzung haben. Ja. Called Odessa. We'll talk to Harald on the other side. All right. Tonight, I'm going to the ballet, which is exactly the same time as the Warrior game. I thought about taping it, and I thought, you know what? It's a pretty quick ballet, so I'll probably be able to see most of the second half. So tomorrow, if you want to ask me about the first half, I'm probably not going to be seeing that. And this is what happens when you interview the ballet people. And I like to go, I don't go to all of them, but now and then, especially to the opening gala. Just make sure that the tickets keep coming. And thank you, Skylar and everyone at the San Francisco Ballet. World-class building, facilities, talent, shows. And they're like, what day's good for you? And I was like, I'm not doing anything on Wednesday. And they're like, great, we'll see you Wednesday. Bong, hee-hoo, playoff game. What time does it start? 7. What time does the ballet start? 7. Now, if this, I could totally just tell them, put my tickets back up for sale. But no, I'll check out the second half. But talking about, and we'll get to the Magic and the Six matchup, which is the first game. But yes, the Battle of California and the Warriors were 5 games worse than the Clips this year. They just lost to them a couple days ago. Didn't play against them all year. At least the Clippers had a winning record. But Golden State has been basically entrenched as a play-in team for it seems like 2 months. Burp, excuse me. But you just think about both of these franchises, about how long they can get something out of Curry and Green, and then how long the Clips can get something out of Kawhi Leonard. And by the way, Leonard heads into the play-in round, averaging career bests in scoring and three-pointers per game. 28 points a game. He makes 2.5 threes a game. That's right. Sometimes it back irons and he gets 1.5 points. Steve Kerr was asked about Kawhi. He said he's always been a great player, and I don't know how much he's changed since we saw him in the NBA Finals in 2019. Yeah, that one hurt. I was at that loss as well. But Leonard, of course, he doesn't play all the time. He had knee issues throughout the season, and he's been with the Clippers now. It's hard to believe. 7 years. Remember when he was in Toronto, they said, if you stay, this one restaurant said free food for life. And I can just imagine him, 82 years old. Where's my Chateaubriand? Where's my calamari fritti hors d'oeuvre? I want dinner and I want it now. Je voudrais me lever, donnez-moi le dinoir. That would have been good. And then like, who's this now? You said free food for life. Oh, that was somebody else. It's sort of like, oh, the Giants can have Silicon Valley to build their stadium. Oh, we didn't build it there. Okay, well, then we'll share it again. No. You gave it to us. No, we gave it to the other guy. He's not here anymore. Nice talking to you, Oakland. Bye. You know what's so horrifying now is that I thought there was nothing worse than the A's moving to San Jose. What could be worse? And what could be worse? Sacramento. You know, I'd rather have them in Vegas than Sacramento. Sacramento, it just feels so dirty. And I have nothing against Sacramento. I'm not saying Sacramento's a dirty town. I just think having them play in that AAA park, and where it used to be their own AAA, now it's the Giants AAA, is just such a stain. I'd much rather have them in Vegas, which they'll be there in 2 years. But the Sacramento thing is just so greaseball. It's just low rent, dirty ass, gross, embarrassing. Now, if they had built that Fremont Stadium, I thought that was horrifying. Now I would take it. It's just perspective. You know, remember we used to think George W. Bush was dumb, and now he looks like Abraham Lincoln nowadays. So your perspective can change. But the fact is that right around Christmas time, Kawhi got healthy. And when he got healthy, he stepped into a team that was 6-21. The Clippers were 6-21, basically the worst team in the NBA. And he came in, and they went 17 games over after that. And, you know, as I mentioned, on Sunday, last game of the season, the Clippers won that game, 115-110, and he sat out. And Benedict Mathurin snapped out of a cold spell, came off the bench, looked great. And Ty Lue, I'll never forget, speaking of those 2019 finals when they won and he was wearing a vest and he held the vest like the lollipop guild and he did this dance in the middle of the court. I was right there in Oakland. Last game I ever played there, and it was horrifying. But anyway, Ty Lue said, we just need to be in attack mode, and when we get stops, we need to go a little bit faster, especially with Mathurin, because he's one of our best guys in transition. Well, you know, Ty Lue also said that we have to watch out because the Warriors can embarrass you if you don't match their tempo. That's always a thing in sports. Do we run with you or do we lock it down? I remember that one playoff game where a certain team said, we're going to play exactly like the Chiefs. We're going to do everything Mahomes does. And it was like 38-0 at the half. And they're like, maybe that wasn't a good idea. So the Warriors this year scored 114.5 points a game, but they allowed 150 15 points a game. And they average 16 turnovers a game. But during the regular season, the Warriors made 1,286 three-pointers. And that came with Steph Curry out 39 games. And I think it's funny when you say, he's on a limited minutes tonight. He is? What's his limited minutes? 40. 40? That's more than normal. It's usually around 35, 36. But I guess that's not every minute. Look, do you think you think they're going to be like, TV timeout? Yeah, sit down. But I made my last 3 shots. Go ahead and take a break. Yeah, that's going to happen tonight. The Warriors have to win 2 games on the road to get the 8th seed. Now, that's happened. Remember Miami did that, and they got all the way to the finals. It can happen, but Curry, the last 4 games, has gotten close to 30, and he's had 2 days off. So, I mean, even with 39 games missing, he hit 193 pointers, obviously a team high. Meanwhile, Brandon Pajemski played in all 82 games. I mean, it was great. They went out and got Porzingis because they couldn't get Giannis. They went out for Oreos and came back with Hydrox. It happens. But Porzingis at one point, I thought he was going to be not Shaq, but like Shaq. Shaq-esque. Shackish. Wasn't that a show? Oh, no, that was Blackish. I thought he would be something like that. And I remember when I was in New York, when he was on the Knicks, and they were playing the Nets, and I thought, oh, I'll get to see Porzingis. I was in Brooklyn, and he didn't play. And he had some problems with jurisprudence on the law at the time, and obviously he's gotten through that. But it's weird that I'm not excited. The Warriors, I don't know. I just sort of feel like they're going to go right out, and I'm already looking forward to next year. Well, I shouldn't even say that. As long as Pajemski's there, I'm not going to look forward to it. He literally has ruined Steph Curry for me this year. All right, I'll use you as my psychologist later, but let's go to the break. We'll come on back and talk to a filmmaker.
What's that on that beat? I'm different, yeah, I'm different. I'm different, yeah, I'm different. I'm different, yeah, I'm different. Pull up to the scene with my ceiling missing. Pull up to the scene with my ceiling missing. Pull up to the scene with my ceiling missing. Pull up to the scene with my ceiling missing. Middle finger up to my competition.
I'm holding in my hand the American Silver Eagle dollar. It's a beautiful piece of American history, and it's 1 ounce of silver. Originally minted in 1986, these coins are a beautiful classic piece of American history, and they're a great investment you should add to your portfolio. The beauty of silver is that however much you have available to invest, silver is affordable and easy to acquire, with 1 coin costing around $30. So, if you choose to invest a few thousand in silver, you can get quite a bit for your money, and you'll have a tangible asset that you can hold, one you can be proud to own. Claim your piece of American history with American Silver Eagle dollars. Call the Silver Hotline right now.
800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. That's 800-620-1624. Hey, airline travelers, let's say you have a problem and you need to change or cancel an existing airline reservation. What do? Well, Skywatch is a free service that can help anyone with any airline reservation fix it. Whether you want to cancel it, change your dates, or add passengers, we can help fix your airline reservations so you get exactly what you need. We've updated our computer database and now have access to every airline around the globe. So now you can make one phone call, regardless of who booked your airline ticket, tickets, and we'll change it, cancel it, and fix it for you. We know the insider secrets to fixing reservations that the airlines don't want you to know about. So if you need to cancel, change, or modify an existing airline reservation, call Skywatch right now. It's a free call, so let us fix it for you. 855-325-5647. 855-325-5647. 855-325-5647. That's 855-325-5647.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8223. 800-690-8223. 800-690-8223. That's 800-690-8223.
Look at me. Look at me. Don't look at anybody else. Don't look at the fat-ass losers or freaks. You look at me!
Rick Tittle will fight anyone listening to this.
All right, thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. It is our pleasure to welcome to the show Dutch filmmaker. It is Harald Swinkels. He has a brand new short film entitled Odessa, which has been selected for the Cleveland International Film Festival, and he joins us from Holland. First of all, Harold, welcome to the show, and I was just wondering, are you Ajax, Feyenoord, PSV? What's your team?
My team is Feyenoord. Thank you for having me. I'm not calling in from Holland, but I'm in Cleveland as we speak.
Oh, okay. So you must be from Rotterdam then.
Yes. Well, I'm actually from the south of the Netherlands, but it doesn't have a very big football team there. And I studied in Rotterdam, so that's what made me a Feyenoord fan.
Gotcha. All right, let's talk about this film because it's very interesting. It's set in World War II and filmed in the Dolomites about a family in the last days trying to escape. And I would imagine that there must have been a lot of challenges to film on snowy mountainsides.
Yeah, it was a well. The story is a bit unforgiving, but also was the making of it was unforgiving as well. So we had 6 days of shooting in the Italian Dolomites in October, and we had 4 seasons in one day, which also meant that the first day we were rubbing ourselves in with sunscreen factor 50, and 3 days later we were shooting in a snowstorm. So it also meant that we couldn't go back for reshoots because the entire environment had changed. But it also made the adventure and also made the crew completely focused because we had only one shot for every single scene that we needed to shoot.
I also know, as this is your third film, you are very much a proponent of 35 millimeter anamorphic. For the people who are not cinephiles, could you explain what that is, please?
Yes, well, 35 millimeter means that you're actually shooting on celluloid. So you're shooting on camera rolls that are in these kind of ancient cameras. And it's also, if you use an anamorphic lens, it means that you use the entire surface of the celluloid film, which also means that you cannot have you don't have a lot of roll. So every film roll is only 4 minutes of shooting. So it also means that you have to be really alert while doing filming. But what it gives you is that it comes out of the camera already with its own character. And because the film plays at the end of World War II, I wanted to have this kind of vintage look to the film, and that's what was really the 35 millimeter and the anamorphic lenses gave me that.
Yeah, that's very cool. Now, whenever you do a period piece, you want authenticity. So how meticulous were you with fashion in that area in 1945, what they would be wearing? You know, probably not a lot of new clothes by that after, 6 years of war. How did you make sure that somebody was not wearing like a bubble jacket?
Well, I've surrounded myself with all this kind of film geeks, including the head of the wardrobe. So I think she already started looking 3 months before the shoot if she could get real clothes of the era. But it went as far as that the father gives the boy a piece of candy, and my production designer found out which kind of candy would have been given in Austria, Italy, at that same time period. So everybody was really set on having every detail right. And it also went for the locations. We had to find locations that were not contaminated by antennas or electricity cables, etc. So that also it took a lot, but we were also set on not using too many visual effects to give it the look of the period. But it also meant a lot of work in the pre-production to get that right.
So the father didn't give the boy a Kinder Bueno. What was the candy? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's just a brown piece of sugar. So it was also wasn't that nice for the kid because he hated it. But he had to every take he had to put it in his mouth. So, but then he could spit it out after I said cut. So, and he liked that he could do that.
So let's talk about the plot. This family, this man on the run with his wife and child, and what can you tell us about what the plot is, please?
Yeah, well, I don't want to reveal the complete twist because that would be a spoiler. I like people to go in like a bit blank, but the whole thing is that I wanted to make a film about a fleeing family, which came to me at a dinner table where I was having a discussion with some of my friends. This was during the height of the Syrian refugee crisis 45 years ago. Mm-hmm. And my most conservative friend at the table argued that refugees should be taken in by their own region and certainly not by us. So we started this discussion whether he would feel the same if those refugees looked like him and me. And that question stayed with me, and I decided to make a film about a fleeing family with a Northwest European outlook. And that premise led me to portray a fleeing family at the end of the Second World War. But then shortly after, this dangerous politician, in my view, won a landslide in the Dutch elections. And people voted for him because he was funny and eloquent, but they mistook his charm for character. So I wanted to make a film where people would fall into their own empathy trap. So you follow this fleeing family with this devoted father protecting his family. But by the end of the film, you feel like you maybe should rewatch it because you have been rooting for this guy that is not who you think he is.
So I think you're more fluent in English than I am. That was very well said, Harold. I got to give you credit for that.
Thank you.
Now, people hear the name Odessa, they think of the Ukrainian city. They think also there are people that have that, women have that as their name. Why do you call it Odessa?
But it's also because of it's a historical acronym. So it was used by the end of the Second World War, and I'd like people to Google it when they've seen the film, because it gives away somewhat of the twist, but it has to do with a code word that war criminals used among each other in the camps for prisoners of war.
This sounds like a feature film, but it is a short. When did it start out as a feature, or did you always want it like under 20 minutes?
I wanted it to be under 20 minutes because also I wanted to show the audience that you can fall into your own empathy trap within those 20 minutes. So I like it that it's concise and that you start rooting for somebody just based on one positive service level trait. So I'm not planning to make it into a feature because I think that would dilute this whole effect. I would like to keep on exploring this kind of moral complicity of the audience in the films that I make, but not so much. I don't think this should be a feature. I like that it's compact and that it will give the effect within those 20 minutes.
Right. And I know as an innovative filmmaker, you formed something called Exosphere. What is that?
That's my production company. So, and I like to make films that look for the boundaries of the duality in men, and I like then also to combine this like old-fashioned film craft, like shooting on 35mm celluloid, with also the latest technologies.
So the world premiere at the Cleveland International Film Festival, what's it like? I'm sure you've seen this film 50 times yourself, but when you put a film out, as you have in the past, and then strangers get to see it, that must be kind of a surreal experience to see their reactions and reacting to the things you thought they would, and then maybe being surprised how they react.
Yeah, well, I really like it. I'm making these films obviously to show them. So it's, for me, it's the most, let me say, the result that I'm looking for is complete silence by the audience, because I want them to be like to be a bit startled at the end, but also to contemplate whether on what basis they give people their sympathy. So and that's also what I wanted to happen with the premiere. I like to sit all the way in the back so that I can feel the reactions of the audience. And then when at the beginning of the film, people still will be coughing and rummaging around in their seats. But then at 10 minutes, I can feel if they have become completely silent. And then when the end credits start and stay silent for a longer period than normally would, then I have, that's the kind of review I'm actually looking for.
That's very interesting. And then finally, while you're in town, have you gone to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet?
No, not yet. But everybody's telling me I should.
Lots of stuff to do in Cleveland. We have been speaking with Harald Swinkels. His short film, Odessa, sounds very, very cool, and it is making its world premiere at the Cleveland International Film Festival. Harald, thanks for your time, and let's catch up on your next one.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. And when he said he was a Feyenoord fan, I figured that's the big team in Rotterdam. Yes. I think I get the gist of the script as well. He sounds like he was probably a concentration camp commander, and we see him being sweet with his wife and his kid, and we're rooting for him, and then we realize, oh, he's a horrific war criminal. I think that's the twist. All right. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back.
Are you over the age of 50? Want peace of mind and financial security for your family? Here's an important message to you from Senior Care USA. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. That leaves your loved ones the burden of paying your debts and funeral costs. Our plans start as low as $1 per day and will pay your family up to $30,000 to help pay for your funeral and other expenses. There are no medical exams, your rates will never increase, and your plan cannot be canceled, regardless of your medical condition. conditions as long as you make your premium payments. Get up to $30,000 in final expense insurance. Call now for free information. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone in just a few minutes. Call right now.
Call 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. That's 800-399-6879.
Hello, Americans. It's Uncle Sam here. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS or state, don't worry. I've got important news that may help you negotiate a lower tax bill. In today's economy, the IRS has released a variety of new rules and is offering more flexible terms to help Americans looking to settle their IRS debt. If you apply today, we may be able to lift your wage garnishments and release a freeze on your bank assets or business. Our team of tax professionals can resolve your case and stop collection actions against you. Even if you've been audited or haven't filed a return in years, they can help. Call right now and find out if you qualify to settle your IRS debt for far less than what you owe. Pick up your phone right now and call us for a free $500 IRS tax review. Don't wait. Here's the number.
Call right now. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215. Again, for the last time, that's 800-943-9215. Packages start at $29.99 a month with signed agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News & World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint's home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. That's 800-918-6189.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside my trunk? My lovely lady hump. I don't even know what that means. No one knows what it means. It's provocative. No, it's not. It gets the people going.
Rick Tittle's got a black belt in keeping it real.
Thanks for that. Vaughn Decarlo is going to be joining us in studio after the newscast. And I was just told that she's here, and she took a 3-hour Uber from SAC. How much did that cost? Anyway, pretty cool stand-up comedian. We will have her. FIFA has announced, remember, it just keeps getting more sour and sour. By the way, my thoughts to Ekitike, Hugo Ekitike of France and Liverpool. He did his knee yesterday. He's out 9 months. He's one of the top French strikers, so his World Cup dream has come to an end. And that always happens right before the World Cup. A few stars get hurt. And it's almost like when you get into April and May, it's like I'm going to kind of hold back because I don't want to get hurt, which is sometimes worse. But if you're in the Champions League like Liverpool, what are you going to do? You have to try. Anyway, FIFA raised ticket prices. The guy in charge just quit of our federations. Landon Donovan, by the way, says good riddance. He likes saying good riddance. FIFA has banned all tailgating. Now, there are fan zones and such things that you can go to. In fact, there are a lot of places in the San Francisco Bay Area where you can watch all the games in a free party-like atmosphere. And one of them is at PayPal Park in San Jose where the Earthquakes are. You can watch them on the giant screen there. But this, to me, is I couldn't care less because I hate tailgating. I've always hated it. I don't see the point in standing in a parking lot, having a beer, and getting out a grill and making an entire day out of it. And believe me, I've been to 100,000 tailgates. I just think I don't get it. But I know I'm in the minority. People love tailgates. And so they hear that and they're like, what? There were huge tailgates down at Stanford for the World Cup in '94, but that you're parking in an orchard. Anyway, they made it official. I'm Rick Tittle. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Von Decarlo in studio. She's at the punchline.
I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning. I stayed up way too late last night getting invested in the duel between the Los Angeles Dodgers' Yoshinobu Yamamoto and the New York Mets' rookie Nolan McLean. Bottom line is the Mets have now lost 7 straight games. Their bats remain nearly silent in a heartbreaking 2-1 defeat. It was only nearly silent this time around because Francisco Lindor snapped the Mets' 20-inning scoreless streak with a solo home run in the first inning. Small miracle in itself, considering the 5-time All-Star came into the game hitting 177 with no home runs and no runs batted in. He added a single later, but Lindor also hasn't drawn a walk in 10 games. The Mets' offensive woes have been disturbing without Juan Soto, who strained his calf running the base on April 3rd. Now, obviously, losing the best player and one of the best hitters in the game will do that, and it's still very early in the season, but for a team with World Series aspirations, it's alarming that no other bat has surfaced. With the offseason departures of Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo, and Jeff McNeil, it was crucial that younger players like Mark Vientos step up, alongside veteran teammates like Brett Beatty and new faces Jorge Polanco and Bud Bichette. Beatty has been pretty much invisible, which is one of the nicer things you can say about the Mets right now. After going 0 for 3 last night, Vientos is now 0 for his last 23 and has drawn only 2 walks all season. Polanco has been stunningly bad move so far to the National League, hitting only 192 with 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. And while not as bad as Polanco, Bichette's time in the NL hasn't been fun so far either. Now, will things remain this bad for the Mets bats? Highly doubtful. We've barely made it into a 10th of the season, and at some point, Soto will return, and everyone will be streaking on the plus side. And if nothing else, only 12 starts into his Major League career, Nolan McLean looks like a seasoned veteran already. Going up against one of the best pitchers in the game, McLean answered Yoshinobu Yamamoto at every turn last night, going 7 innings, giving up only 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 run, and 8 strikeouts. He's now struck out 28 and 23 and 2/3 innings and has an ERA of 2.28. So Mets fans, while it's easy to despair right now, there's still a long way to go. I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org. Them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today. Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott shows the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Ivy, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busywork. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy.
I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T in the hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
Thank you for that. Welcome back to the show. Fawn Decarlo standing by to come in. Javier Mascherano has resigned as head coach of Miami, the Herons, Inter Miami, I should say. Mascherano was a Argentine player. Remember, he went to West Ham along with Javier Tellez back in the day, and I always thought he was a bit of an overrated player, but Lionel Messi asked him, will you be head coach of Miami? And he came over, and they won the championship, and of course they were teammates at Barcelona as well, but he's leaving with immediate effect. He said, quote, I want to let everyone know that for personal reasons, I've decided to end my tenure as head coach of Inter Miami CF. And his backroom staff is departing with him. He said, first and foremost, I would like to thank the club for the trust they placed in me and every employee who is part of the organization for their collective effort, but especially the players who made it possible for us to experience unforgettable moments. He said, sending you all a big hug and thank you for everything. The hell is that? The season just got underway like a month ago, and he's done. So Guillermo Hoyos will be the head coach for the foreseeable future. But the club made a statement saying he'll always hold a special place for us because not only for being a key part of unforgettable achievements such as winning the MLS Cup and the team's historic performance in the Club World Cup, but also the example he set in dedication and daily work leading the team. We respect his decision and are deeply grateful for everything he contributed, wishing him nothing but the very best in his professional and personal future. Who knows what the hell that is? But just all of a sudden, he didn't just leave, upped and left. That's different when you up and leave. All right, 100-878 play is the number to get in and get heard. And we have Von Decarlo coming in next, and she's at the Punchline tonight only. Come on back.
Progressive's Home Quote Explorer helps you easily find and buy the right coverage for you. It's everything you've always wanted. Well, I mean, as far as a website that lets you shop, quote, buy insurance in one place. But hey, maybe that is everything. Yeah, people have different types of dreams. And if all you've ever been searching for is a website that helps you choose home insurance rates and coverage, boy, do we have great news about Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Insurance company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating a car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how it works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. It doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. Show your support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. That's 800-97.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle when demand is low. They and can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything places. So marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix it again. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Hour 2 of titillating sports. You thought it couldn't get any better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. Sports talk. Couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Hour 2 of titillating sports.
Hey, check out Channel 9. Rick Tittle.
All right, thank you. Welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, and around the world on the network. And, I love the comedians. I'm a comedy nerd. And tonight at the world-famous Punchline on Battery Street, only 7:30, our guest, Von Decarlo, will be now on the YouTube and Twitch.tv webcams. And I was just mentioning, if I can say this, you look fabulous for a comedian.
Thank you.
Fabulous for anybody, for any woman. But
I'll
I'm just
take the compliment, especially early in the morning. I find you saying it. I'm very, I was just telling you off the air, doing my best to step up my game and not into morning interviews sluggish. Like I don't want to be here. So I'm getting dressed. I'm stepping up my look like you want to be there and be awake, and not like you just did laundry. But that's my preference is to look like I just did laundry.
Right. Well, I mean, like, and to perspective, I've interviewed comedians for 20 years, and a lot of times they just woke up and they throw on a hat and they don't know where they're going, and so I get it.
I'm guilty of that.
Creatures of the night.
Yeah. Yes. So it's one of the best things about comedians, myself included. None of us don't know what time it is, but we never miss a show. We're always on time for show part.
Right.
We make the interview, but don't ask what day it is, what time. Don't know, and I'd rather have a hat cover my face.
Now let's get to this. You did the Sacramento Punchline last night, which is a great club next to a mattress store.
I love Sacramento. I had a great time. Oh my God, it feels. The people there feel a bit like home. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It feels for some reason that working class, industrial kind of, even though there's land and a lot of sky. They have a lot of sky. It's very flat. It looked like the Truman Show to me.
I've been to PA, Newcastle, Elwood City,
yes,
Wampum.
Okay.
Sure.
Yes. We're great there. I had a great time at the Punchline. I had a great time, and then I woke up.
Yeah, no, it's a good room. It's a pretty good room. But
and hopped in an Uber.
Yeah, now tell me about this. You took a 3-hour Uber, which means you were in rush hour.
Oh my God! So it's supposed to be 2 hours. I think I left at like 7 a.m. from the hotel in Sacramento. Come directly here.
This is on your own dime?
Oh, you in my contract pockets? Out of my contract pockets. We have travel.
All right, thank you.
It would have been the same as a rental car. I did the math.
Right.
So I could have rented a
Wow.
car. And, when you do a rental and you do a one-way, because I'm flying back to L.A. from here, a fee. So an Uber and a rental car would have been the same thing. I know it sounds fancy, but I chose the Uber because I get to sleep and not drive, which is perfect. Like you said, we're night owls. We're up all night. Then to drive in the morning will probably be dangerous, but we do that too.
Right.
In the Uber, and my original ETA was like 9, and then it went to 9:15, and then it went to 9:40, and then 9:50. So I'm like, as long as I get there in enough time to do the show.
Well, so the BART is our train system, our subway, and so they broke down this morning, so everybody hit the roads.
Wow.
So that's what made it even worse today. But also, I was thinking about, did you through vac airfield or did you see the sights?
That's the thing. So San Francisco, this is not my first time here. I am always triggered when I get here. I left Manhattan, all right? I left New York City. How am I back in this again?
Yeah.
And everything just described, it's cringy to me. Like, I'm back, subways and the traffic. The buildings, I did fall asleep, and when I saw the buildings and I thought I was like, where's Macy's? Because I must be in downtown New York.
Yeah, and we have one downtown at Union Square.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it, I swear I thought I went through a time warp. Like, I know I left New York. Did I wake up on the other side of the quantum leap of this dream? Where am I?
You went from Pittsburgh to New York. Now, was that to try to get past at the South Gotham and the Strip and all that?
You just skipped a lot of steps.
Okay.
Ooh, so I graduated art school in like 96 in Pittsburgh, Art Institute of Pittsburgh. And my dream in the back of my head since I was 10 years old was to move to New York and be like Whoopi Goldberg, do comedy and TV and film and an EGOT, if you will. I still got time. Still got time. But in my mind, I wanted to be in the entertainment business. I wanted to do all these things. I had where I'm from, if you say you want to be on television or do comedy or do any of the things that I had in my head, I might as well say I want to be the Easter Bunny, because that's not for you. That's not like Michael Jackson and Whoopi Goldberg and the people you see on TV. They're not real people. They're celebrities. They're They're
Right.
talented. You should drive a bus from Steel Mill.
You got recommended for a bus driver?
My high school counselor, because I'm a writer at my core, and that's always been my foundation and where I found my freedom. And when I was 10 years old, I actually wrote a letter that my mother saved and gave to me when New York, because I quit every 5 minutes. I'm coming home. And she gave me this letter I wrote when I was 10. Said I'm going to move to New York and do all the things that I said. And in it said, when I'm writing, that's when I feel free. When I'm performing, that's the only place I feel free. Imagination, because I grew up pretty rough. I grew up in the projects during the crack era. That said on that. So
what PJ were you in?
Blair Heights Projects in Clareton, Pennsylvania. Nickname because it was like living in Vietnam.
Wow.
Quote from back in the day. So I had these things in my head. No direction.
I think Scare Heights is better than
Scare Heights is a good one.
Better than Blair Nom.
Well,
but I'm not in.
I mean, it's gone. Where I grew up doesn't exist anymore. It's a hill of grass. They tore it down.
Now, do you think
and it's gone.
Good, or do you think, damn?
I cried. No, I cried. So I grew up in a toxic environment. You know, it wasn't all great.
And Pittsburgh is always most family-oriented city in America.
Yes, very family. Grew up around my entire family lived in the same project. So we grew up like this is our existence. Mm-hmm. So and my family still lives there. My family project, the other project, like they
sure.
You know,
they're getting
where we live
because like in Lower East Side or Alphabet City, some of those, and even like in Bushwick, some of those projects get gentrified now.
Well, my little town, I should do something with it because it feels like the town is just a lot of things. A lot of people moved out. It's a small town. I graduated with I want to say 65 people.
Oh, wow.
Like everyone in a town from preschool to high school is in one building. This isn't like Manhattan or like the big, like 10-story project. So this is a very small town. So no, no one's gentrifying there. I mean, the malls are shut down. Everything is kind of shut down.
Into the mills and everything?
The steel mill crashed. I remember when I was little, because our projects was like right pretty much on top of the steel mill. Like we would wake up and have to clean our windows off of like all the black soot.
Oh my gosh. What about your lungs?
I have a memory of that. Yeah. A lot of people in our town had cancer and things like that. But I have a vivid memory of that, but I was very little. By the time I was a little bit older, I want to say preteen, all steel mills. It was a steel mill crash, and that's when the crack era kind of the whole town just crashed and everything went downhill. But again, there's a lot of good memories mixed in with all the toxic
But when
drama.
you're a kid too, you don't really know.
You don't know.
Right. You know, we got to go to a break. More about crack. The other side with Vaughn Decarlo. We'll interview her. I'm going to bring Rockman too. Come on back.
Strange ways coming today. I put $1 in my pocket and away. Been a long time since the federal dime made a jukebox sound like a mirror in my mind. Need to calm my worries, fix my thoughts, pull my hopes like a
Do you have a book? Get it out of your mind and make it a real book with a free guide to book publishing. Trying to publish a book yourself can be complicated. It takes a lot of time that you could spend writing your book or more books. Do what you do best. We can do the rest. Thousands of authors across the nation have trusted our book publishing service. We have the connections to help book printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple, Barnes & Noble, and bookstores nationwide. We can do it faster than you can on your own. Get your free guide to publishing. It's a free phone call. Remember, make this free call right now and learn how to turn your book into something real that people can buy. Get your free writer's guide. Call right now. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. That's 800-482-8399.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. That's 800-853-8931.
What would you say you do here?
Well, look, I already told you. I deal with the customers so the engineers don't have to. I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand that? What the hell is wrong with you people?
Rick Tittle will fight anyone listening to this.
All right. Thank you for that. Welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast around the world on American Forces. PunchlineComedy.com. Get your tickets now. Get down to Battery Street tonight to see the headliner, our guest in studio, Vaughn Decarlo. You can see her on YouTube and Twitch.tv as well. And we were just talking in the break about sometimes you'll see audience members disengaged. I remember one time Dana Gould came in, and I went to the show the night before, and I said, there was a woman sound asleep in the front row. Sound asleep. And he never acknowledged her. He never looked at her. And I thought, what a pro, because that would have bugged me. So how do you deal with stuff like that?
Well, experience teaches you that it's, even though you're on stage, it's not always about you. Exactly. And you never know what people are going through. I learned a hard lesson many, many, many years ago. I zoomed in. Now, the audience I was having a great time. The audience is with me. But this one woman, and she wasn't in the front, but she was like 2 seats back. And she just had her arms folded, disengaged, looked angry. And I went in on her. I went in. I said all the things. All the things.
The things.
All the things. And she approached me after the show, and because she didn't respond. She didn't heckle. She just kind of stayed very still. Mm-hmm. And after the show, she came up to me, and she said, I'm so sorry, but when my boyfriend went to the bathroom, she looked at his phone, because I guess he left his phone, and it was faced up, and she saw a text come through from a girl. So she was out of it.
Ruined her night.
And I just made it worse, right? So I felt so bad. I was like, oh my God, do you want to jump him? Where is he? Like, what? So she had a breakup in the middle of my set that I was unaware of, but I made it about me. Like, oh, you don't want to be at the show. So sometimes I took that with me and I said, you know what? That's on me. Because she wasn't heckling. She wasn't, I saw that she was disengaged, and it took me out of a moment of a great set with everyone else. Like, why did I have to do that? So I definitely don't do stuff like that anymore.
I kind of learned my lesson the same way in sports, because I remember when I was covering the A's, there was a situation where one of the players squared up to bunt in a place that you would never bunt. And then he pulled the bat back. And then I thought, what are they doing? So after the game, I went to the manager, Bob Melvin, and I go, as Adam Rosales, I go, why did you have Rosie try to bunt? He said, I didn't. I faked it. I wanted them to think. Because I thought then the next pitch would be a fastball that he could hit. And so I was thinking, what a dummy, and it was a ruse. And I thought, you know what, I should get all the facts before. And that's the thing, too. But I think about on stage, because like Joe List said, I'll do 2 great jokes, and I'll think, I'm the greatest comedian that ever lived. And then I get crickets, and I think, I should kill myself. I mean, do you ride that wave, or do you just try to stay stoic through it?
So the way I handle it now, and again, experience teaches you how to handle all of these things, and everybody has their own process. For me, what I've learned to do is you're not pleasing everyone at the same time, right? So let's say it's a room full of people, and those 2 jokes kill. Great. The next 2 jokes don't. But I focus in on who did laugh. So if let's say it's 100 people there and 2 people in the front laughed at what I just said, I zoom focus in on those two people so hard, like it's just me and them. And one thing I do know about people is they hate to be left out. They will join in at some point.
Interesting.
And then, I pay attention. You observe the room, you read the room, and I interact with who's interacting with me, and not out loud. I'm not a crowd work comic. I don't do that. But like energy wise, I move my eye level directly into the areas in which I'm feeling the energy, and it moves. It's up and down.
You can get one half of the room, the other half. It doesn't make any sense.
Some people get it, some people don't. It's up, it's down. But I stay focused on what I'm doing. I no longer allow the room to take me out of the moment. It's up to you. It is your job as the comedian to bring your energy to them, not the other way around. If the crowd is controlling the energy of the room as opposed to you controlling the energy, you've already lost, even if you're winning.
No, that's a great adage. Yeah, it's a sports too, because they're like, "Where's the crowd?" And it's like, "Well, give us something to cheer about."
Yeah.
And the thing I understand is the people who, because in today's world, there's 2 types of comedy. I don't even like calling them comedy fans, because they're not really fans, but I go to a comedy show, whether I know the comedian or not, just hoping for a laugh. Take me away from it every day. I'm rooting for you to be funny. There are some people who go in there and they'll laugh at Holocaust jokes and black jokes and whatever, and then you get to a trans joke and they like, you can't say that. It's like, you just laughed at all the other stuff. And then there's the other people who are like, I am going to find all the things that are wrong with this show. And so what is it like nowadays when people they have their own phones, they have their own websites, and they sort of feel like this empowerment or this entitlement for these performative, self-indulgent, really narcissistic moments where they're going to tell you what you can and can't say?
Well, for me, again, I try to stay focused on what I'm doing, and you can only control what you can control. Hopefully the club and or the host or whomever has said no photos, no they have all the rules lined up. You can't record all the things. Some clubs are now taking phones, not just for the famous people, but for all
like
shows.
The Cellar.
As that catches on, that'll be great for comedy, to just be in the moment, put the phones away. But to those people who have a mission to come interrupt the show and make it about them, it's very simple to me. If you want to be a comedian, go to an open mic and do not disturb the time of the person who has earned the time on that stage. I don't care if it's they're a guest spot for 5 minutes or a headliner for an hour and everything in between. That person has earned that spot, and now you're taking not just away from the comedian who has earned that time to deliver material to you, but nobody bought a ticket to see you.
Right.
So if you want that shine, if you want that moment to give your observations and your opinions and your jokes, go to open mic and welcome to the journey. Good luck.
Exactly
Good
right.
luck.
Before I let you go, I wanted to know who took you under their wing, maybe recommended you, and then maybe contrastly, did anybody say you shouldn't do this?
Wow. You said we only have a few minutes? What a loaded question.
Unless you want to stay longer. Do you want to stay longer?
I could talk to you forever. This is good. You woke me up, honestly.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll keep you.
This is
so
great.
go ahead. Let's
This
get
is
into
great.
it. We'll keep you another segment after this.
I'll try and keep it short still because really there's no one person. I have had the privilege to work with a lot of great comedians, and I have heard notes from a lot of great comedians. No one has said to my face.
Oh, that's good. I didn't
No
think,
one said to my face
I
you
didn't
shouldn't
think
do
so.
this, except my high school guidance counselor
Ooh.
who
Bus
called back to
driver.
earlier said that, if you want to be in entertainment, you should take this journalism scholarship and do television news because it's more practical for you. That's the practical decision with what you want to do. Don't go be the Easter bunny. And I actually listened to her. I took a journalism scholarship that I ended up leaving within a year. And then I went to art school. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do
You're
what
too
I'm going to do.
creative to read a teleprompter.
The irony is that I said God got jokes because I said I would not be a journalist. And now everyone looks to comedians for the truth.
Right.
In news
Right.
and journalism. Isn't that interesting that we're in that place in the world? But no, I've worked with a lot of great people. As a matter of fact, last time I was in San Francisco, I was featuring for Jessica Kirson.
Oh,
who is
yeah.
phenomenal.
Oh, my gosh.
Phenomenal.
She's a beast on stage.
To say the least.
Faces. No one wants
say
to
the
follow
least.
her.
And listen, there's a lot of trends in comedy focused on crowd work, and there's crowd workers that are pros that know what they're doing. Like Jessica is a beast, and then there's people who do the interview of the audience and have no jokes, have no context, have no where they're going.
90% crowd work is bad.
It's horrific because it's trendy. It's not like I found my voice in comedy and it's in the crowd work genre of things. I'm not a huge fan of trends. I'm a fan of authenticity. For me, my comedy is very introspective and conversational. I think people connect with truth and not just exploiting it, but finding a way to be funny in the moment.
And you're going to hang around?
Yes, I'll hang out.
More about crack on the other side. Rick
should've
Tittle with
left.
Vaughn Decarlo. Come on back.
I should have left.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
My fellow Americans,
Let the message ring out that from this day forward, when you buy American, you buy the best. Handcrafted, something premium, something pure. For this is the very essence of what our servicemen and women gave their lives to protect, and by God, we shall not allow their sacrifice to be forgotten. It's time to show the world just how great American can be. And we will not wait for tomorrow to come. We will stand here, this moment, together, and we will start today. Don't ever forget how great it is to be American. The America we need right now. American Premium Vodka. Celebrate responsibly.
Special alert for consumers struggling to pay taxes. There are new tax regulations not published yet. We have the inside track on your new tax savings. These programs are designed to help struggling taxpayers like you. The COVID relief programs are gone, but there are new programs to help struggling taxpayers, and we have the inside track. Call now and we'll take you through these new programs. These taxpayer savings programs have never been available until now. Get out of tax trouble now. It doesn't take weeks. It can happen in one phone call. Call now and get the inside track to get rid of your tax problems.
Call the tax helpline now. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. 800-949-0039. That's 800-949-0039.
And by the way, can I just say, Rick, that Rick Tittle is one of the great names of all time.
Don't be getting your granny panties all in a bunch. We got Rick Tittle up in here.
All right, thank you for that. And if you're looking at YouTube or twitch.tv, you see the very lovely and talented Vaughn Decarlo, who is here because she's headlining the Punchline tonight only. Get out there, 7:30 at night. I want to get into your radio and serious days, but you also have a book.
Yes.
Please
thank
tell
you
us.
for reminding me.
Yes.
I left it in a suitcase.
Mhm.
Yes, I have a book. It's called Fine Over 50. And there's a little tag above the title that says, "You will be fine over 50." It's
Was it originally hella fine over 50?
an obvious play on words, right? And
Yeah.
Gen X, we're killing it out in these
Mhm.
streets. We look good. We look young, but we act old. We act old. It's
Yes.
a book of things that I've pulled together, insights and wisdom, what has kept me strong over the years. Why don't you look like what you've been through? Well, it's grounded in a certain spirituality and belief in God. And my mother gave me my faith and my funny. And the year I was turning 50, she passed.
I'm sorry.
And this, excuse me, 2024 was the hardest year. And I feel like God just dropped this book in me. And I was like arguing, like, I'm not about to tell everybody I'm 50. My casting age is 40. And it just got to 40.
Right.
My casting age has been between the ages of 35 and 40 for so long. I
Yeah.
can't get work at 50, but whatever. So the book is for anyone. It's an encouragement that aging is not something to fear. It's something to flex. Don't lie about your age, especially women. And this book encourages people at any age, if you're fearing 30 or 40 or any age, that you will be fine. You will be fine, and you don't have to be ashamed. You can live with confidence and resilience at any age.
And just think, growing up, sucking in all that coal and tar and soot, and look what it did.
Yes, I drink a lot of water.
No, I mean, you could totally be anything from, like, the femme fatale to the hot mom to even, the college professor.
I've played a cop. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I played a cop before in short films. Yeah.
All right.
I've had a lot of different roles over my years. Yeah.
For sure. So how did you take to acting like a fish to water, or did you have to go to school for that?
Oh no, I studied all through New York. Like my stomping grounds in New York when I first got there, I was, as they say, a jack of all trades,
Where'd you
master
live,
of
by the
none. I don't know.
Were
I
you-
started on the Jersey side of the water, and I eventually made my way into New York. I honestly was terrified. It was like, I remember the World Trade Center. You could see it from the Jersey City side,
Mhm.
and it looked fake. Like you would just want, and I would just go, it's right there, go across the water. But I had so much fear. So it took me so long to actually start doing anything, and I'm glad that eventually I got over my fear and insecurities and imposter syndrome, but it's not something that just goes away. I wrote about that in the book.
But you had to have a lot of confidence just to get out there.
Yes and no. Like, confidence is something that people think you just have and you just live in it. It's something that it goes away. Like, you could have full confidence right before you go on stage, and then something happens. You may see someone, someone shifts your energy for whatever reason, and then you have to find the confidence again. It's not a fake it till you make it thing. It's you have to be your own cheerleader and remind yourself that you are okay. Like, this moment is not going to define your worth if it goes well or if it doesn't.
All right, let's talk about, by the way, we're with Von Decarlo. She's headlining the Punchline, punchlinecomedy.com for tickets. I was telling you when Sirius started and they needed a sports talk show, and I jumped in, and I told you we watched the satellites launch from Kazakhstan. We go way back with them. You were also a trailblazer on Sirius. So tell us more, please.
Yes, my face should be on the wall. I need awards. No. I was the first woman and the first comedian to host her own show on Sirius XM NBA channel. It was a comedy sports show. I pitched the idea. It was based on my podcast I had at the time called Coach Vaughn Podcast, which is just a mix of comedy and sports. And every comedian I know thinks that they actually are coach level. And as a Knicks fan, as a New York Knicks fan, every person I know who's a New York Knicks fan think they are better than the coach and can run the team. So that was my show, and I would bring comedians on, and we would chop it up about basketball as if we were the owners of the team. And I still believe I own the Knicks.
Well, let me throw this at you, because I, as someone who grew up in 3,000, not 3,000, but very, very far away from, I grew up here. I have so much admiration for Mike Tomlin, and they ran him out of town. Your thoughts? Oof. I mean, only 3 coaches your whole life.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about sports. Like, I'm a loyal person, and Pittsburgh is a loyal place. So when people do good, you want to hang on to them forever, right? And let me tell you something about Pittsburgh. Sports is more important than education. Sports is more important than anything that you can think of. Sports first, specifically football. Like, when I go, I tell people I'm from Pittsburgh on stage, I get booed immediately.
Especially in Philly.
Philly is where it first happened. How did you know that? Philly, that's where it first happened to me, and it shook me at first. And I was like, whoa. And then I just played with the crowd, and I was like, I don't play football, right? Like, relax. I'm not even a football fan. I mean, I get it. And then I said, I'm actually a basketball fan. Go Knicks. And they were like, boo! I said, come on, give me more. Let's go.
Yeah, because there's no basketball team in Pittsburgh.
I think the last time they had a professional basketball team was in the 50s or something.
Yeah.
But being that, I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, but my comedy was born and raised in New York.
Sure.
So I could be a Knicks fan, Knicks fan for life.
Yeah.
But when you say you're from Pittsburgh, I was just at the Cleveland Funny Bone. Same thing. But now I know,
the Browns,
I know this is going to
they
happen.
hate the Steelers,
So I play with it now. So the host said, "You want me to say where you're from?" And I said, "No, I'll take care of that." And when I get up, it's Cleveland Funny Bone. This is just like a month ago. And I said, the host asked me if I wanted to reveal, tell you guys where I was from. I said, I will handle it because I know how you guys are. I know you're petty. I know. And so I said, if I tell you where I'm from, you're not going to boo me, right? And they were like, where are you from? Where are you from? I said, don't boo me. know they're going to boo me. And I said, now, don't be petty. I'm from Pittsburgh. Boo! 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 I said, come on, bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm like, I'm not a linebacker, okay? I don't play football. Everybody relax.
Did you have a terrible towel in your house?
My mom was a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And again, she passed in 2024. My sister came out with my niece and nephew last year to see the Pittsburgh play again. Who did we see? I think the 49ers. Where did we go? Oh my God, my memory. Anyway, my sister brought my mom's terrible towel and gave it to me as a gift. I didn't want it though. I was like, I don't want this responsibility. Take it back home. Like, I'm a comedian. I'll lose it. It's going to be in the hotel somewhere. But it's at home on a mantle, and I have my mom's terrible towel.
So when you were a little kid, because I'm older than you, obviously, but the We Are family with the Buccos and the Steelers, and then, of course, the Penguins changed their colors, the yellow and black, so they could match as well. But like Willie Stargell's from the East Bay, he's from Alameda, one of your greatest ever players. Who was your favorite, I don't know if you're into baseball, but who was your favorite Pirate growing up? Did you like Barry Bonds or?
That's a good question. I do, in our projects we had the Roberto Clemente Center where everybody would. That's where I learned how to play pool. I don't look like I could play pool. I do the white man can't jump trick. You seen that movie with Wesley Snipes, of course, right? So I do the white man can't jump. Like I'm like, okay, I'll play you in pool, and no one thinks I could play pool, and then I'm like, air hockey, like all the games. Roberto Clemente Center. That's where I grew up and learned how to play all the stuff.
So, and then I'm interested, like, when you went to New York, because I think you said you lived in the Jersey side, and then a lot of comedians will go to, like, Crown Heights or somewhere else in Brooklyn, and then, like, some will even the white guys, they'll live in Harlem because it's cheaper. Did you move around the island, or were you?
Well, my daughter's father was from the Jersey side of the water, and my daughter was really young, so I raised her on the Jersey side of the water, and I would go in. I part-timed the business, when my daughter was young, with the intention that once she's older, I could give what I'm doing full-time attention. So I was on the Jersey side of the water until she was in high school, pretty much. There was some ins and outs and some bouncing around, but for the most part, that was on the Jersey side. Now, as far as comedy, once I was out there, I went everywhere. And I intentionally, because I feel like I'm a crossover comic, I feel like I can relate to multiple audiences, but some comedians get stuck. Like, they'll just, if you're comfortable in urban rooms, you just do the urban rooms. If you're comfortable in white rooms, you just do white rooms. For me, I would drive all the way out to Long Island and do Governors, where it's like the people saying stuff like, Trump, that type of Republican, new money white. And then I would do all the hardest black rooms, the hardest urban rooms that you could, like bar rooms where they turn the game off and go, we're doing a comedy show, and she's first. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I got to get used to getting booed. And then I did all the main rooms throughout the city. The commercial rooms, or the rooms where everyone would be, New York Comedy Clubs, the Stand, so all the main rooms, because you can't get comfortable. You can't. There's a lot of comics that will kill the urban rooms and then won't know what to do in a mainstream room because they're just used to one type of crowd. For me, I wanted to make sure I could handle any situation, because I had foresight that I would be in Philly.
No, that's wise too, and it's funny because, like, Gary Owen, when he does it's funny how we say urban, when he does the black clubs, but he'll come out there and be like, "Man, shut y'all goofy ass down. Look at this over here. Y'all got a nappy ass head." But he'll talk like that, and normally it'd be like, "Don't try to sound like us," but because he's accepted, they love him. That's probably a hard line to walk as well. But you know what? This whole hour has flown by.
Oh my God! I talk too much.
No. Listen, this is why we have you. If you want to see her talk tonight in person, make sure to get to the Punchline. The show's at 7:30, punchlinecomedyclub.com. Von Decarlo, Decarlo, no capital C, all one
No
word.
capital C, all one word. My mother named me after Lily Munster. My mother had the first sense of humor in the family.
I love that. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I miss radio so much. I oversaturated your ears.
No, you didn't. That's
Thank
not
you for
enough.
having me.
We want more. Come back again.
I will come back next time I'm here.
Awesome. I'm Rick Tittle. We'll take a quick break. Come on back.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work, real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
This is a true, sad story for ADT, the leader in home security systems. My favorite dog, Oliver, was stolen from our garage recently. If I had a camera system installed in my home from ADT, I would have known exactly what car possibly pulled up in my driveway and stole my little friend. If I had a security system from ADT, my dog would still be here. I called ADT this weekend, and they're coming out in a few days to install a camera and a new security system. Unfortunately, it's a little too late for me. Listen, protect everyone you love in your family. Call ADT now. Have them come out and give you a quote to install a full security system in your home. Don't let it be too late for you. Call right now.
Paid for by the Home Security Hotline. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. 800-361-3491. That's 800-361-3491.
If you're serious about investing in gold or silver, Allegiance Gold will give you an additional $5,000 in free gold to add to your portfolio. They can help you buy any amount of gold or silver, even roll over your current IRA into gold. They've helped thousands invest millions in gold over the years, with prices that are some of the best in the industry, with fees that are fair, reasonable, and transparent. Protect your wealth with gold. Save on your gold or silver pricing when you buy from the top-rated Allegiance Gold. Invest in gold or silver today by calling Allegiance for your free gold guide. And learn about the $5,000 free gold offer with qualified purchase. Call now.
800-413-1937. 800-413-1937. 800-413-1937. That's 800-413-1937.
I'm going to give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property.
If you're thinking about calling Rick Tittle, just put down that phone and shut your ugly face.
All right. Thank you. And what a lovely person Von Decarlo is. Very entertaining, and tweeting out the picture I just took with her out in the hall where she Sign the Wall with thousands of others. Be sure to see her at the Punchline tonight at 7:30. You know, we were just talking about how much I hate crowd work, and it's mostly because I paid money to see jokes. Now, it's okay to say if someone's doing something dumb to call attention to it or whatever, but I've told the story before, but I remember being at Gotham, which is a big club in New York. The Mazzilli brothers run it. And the opener came out, and every single person there, he went, "Where are you from? What do you do? Where are you from? What do you do? Where are you from? What do you do?" And I'm like, oh my gosh. And he got to me and he goes, "Are you going to smile tonight, sir?" And I wanted to say, "If you tell a joke, I might." But I just went, you know, I said, I'm not trying to make it about me. But I'm like, God, what a lazy ass. That was a real club, too. And then I remember one time at the comic strip, I was wearing a Tottenham hoodie. And the guy comes out and he goes, "No way you're a Tottenham fan." And I went, "No, I am." And he went, "Okay." I'm like, "That's it?" Russell Peters did a special that I turned off after like 10 minutes because the first 10 minutes was, "Hey, you in the front row, what's your name?" "Larry." "What do you do, Larry?" And I'm like, "This is your special? I'm out." Yeah, just screw around a little bit, but write a joke. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back on Sports Byline.
I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning. I stayed up way too late last night getting invested in the duel between the Los Angeles Dodgers' Yoshinobu Yamamoto and the New York Mets rookie Nolan McLean. Bottom line is the Mets have now lost 7 straight games as their bats remain nearly silent in a heartbreaking 2-1 defeat. It was only nearly silent this time around because Francisco Lindor snapped the Mets' 20-inning scoreless streak with a solo home run in the first inning. A small miracle in itself, considering the 5-time All-Star came into the game hitting .177 with no home runs and no runs batted in. He added a single later, but Lindor also hasn't drawn a walk in 10 games. The Mets' offensive woes have been disturbing without Juan Soto, who strained his calf running the bases on April 3rd. Now, obviously, losing your best player and one of the best hitters in the game will do that, and it's still very early in the season, but for a team with World Series aspirations, it's alarming that no other bat has surfaced. With the offseason departures of Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo, and Jeff McNeil, it was crucial that younger players like Mark Vientos step up, alongside veteran teammates like Brett Beatty and new faces Jorge Polanco and Bo Bichette. Beatty has been pretty much invisible, which is one of the nicer things you can say about the Mets right now. After going 0 for 3 last night, Vientos is now 0 for his last 23 and has drawn only 2 walks all season. Polanco has been stunningly bad in his move so far to the National League, hitting only .192 with 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. And while not as bad as Polanco, Bichette's time in the NL hasn't been fun so far either. Now, will things remain this bad for the Mets bats? Highly doubtful. We've barely made it into a 10th of the season, and at some point, Soto will return, and everyone will be streaking on the plus side. And if nothing else, only 12 starts into his major league career, Nolan McLean looks like a seasoned veteran already. Going up against one of the best pitchers in the game, McLean answered Yoshinobu Yamamoto at every turn last night, going 7 innings, giving up only 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 run, and 8 strikeouts. He's now struck out 28 and 23 2/3 innings and has an ERA of 2.28. So Mets fans, while it's easy to despair right now, there's still a long way to go. I'm Mike Sempervive with the Sports Byline Broadcasting Network 2-minute warning.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today. Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy.
I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T in the hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
Thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. And we have an hour of lots of open lines. I'd like to get in and talk about sports. JD Sharp scheduled up here, but you never know about him. He's a slippery one. Wiggly. I saw this morning that Diana Rossini has resigned from her job at The Athletic. Of course, this about a week ago, there were pictures of her with Mike Vrabel at a pool. One of them, he had his arm around her, kind of hanging loosely. Another one, they gave a hug, and then they were sort of in the same pool area together. And this is like scandal. Oh, they're married to other people. And, you know, then everyone dug up every clip of Diana Rossini saying, oh, my husband hates me. He's going to divorce me. Ah, ha, ha. And then like, oh, wait, this trade went down, and she was in Vrabel's pocket, and she machinated this trade in New England, and she's lost her credibility. And I think it's all a shame. We don't know what it is. Mike Vrabel laughed it off. He said the whole thing is, in his words, laughable. And I just think it's people are so titillated by all this when if you want to look at what they do, they would never allow people into their own lives like that. If there were some like crazy, dirty porn pictures of them together, then you might say there's a problem. But as much as they both tried to laugh it off, Rossini now has been forced out, and you don't see Vrabel being forced out. I'm like, well, we need her as the integrity as a reporter. Oh, shut up. Anyway, I might be the only one, but I mean, Rossini is funny because she used to talk like that. My husband hates me, but oh, look what she said. Oh, yeah, because she meant it. So, and even if they were together, who gives a damn? It's none of my business. I think it's terrible that she lost her job over it. I'm not going to cry about it. I just think it's really lame that it's come to this. All right, we got another hour. Come on back.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Have you suffered sports betting losses? There is someone who wants to fight for you to see you get back what you have lost to sports betting companies. Michael Watts is a prolific trial lawyer with over $11 billion in total recoveries for his clients. And now with sportsbettingclaim.com, he'd like to help you. Michael has been a leader in some of the largest and most complex cases in the country, from defective cars and tires to damaging drugs and medical products. He has always represented the rights of individuals harmed by large corporations. His efforts recently resulted in the recovery of billions for individuals who lost their properties to fires carelessly caused by electric companies and others. Michael knows that sports betting companies preyed on and manipulated consumers into losing their life savings, and he wants to make them pay. If you have suffered financial hardship as a result of online sports betting and would like help seeking compensation, please submit your claim information for evaluation at sportsbettingclaim.com. Michael Watts is focused on winning for you. sportsbettingclaim.com.
Packages start at $29.99 a month with sign agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News and World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint's home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. 800-918-6189. That's 800-918-6189.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful, genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick he's so handsome, he's a genius.
I am so excited to be back on the Rick Tittle Show.
All right, thank you for that. Welcome back. Hour 3 now underway, and we are quite happy to be joined by our friend J.D. Sharp. He likes to drop usually around this time, 11, 12 Pacific. He is from Pro Wagering, and you can email him sharp@betmypicks.com for any type of advice, or you want to get into business with him. And most people who do end up winning. JD, these play-in games in the NBA are usually snoozers, and yet last night both games were fabulous. Now, tonight the Magic are playing Philly, and the Warriors are at the Clippers. Any thoughts on last night and tonight's games?
Yeah, last night, I've been watching this Blazers team kind of closely for the last couple of months, really. And Rick, they have not been healthy. For the first time, I think, in 4 months, they were healthy last night. And they got the Donovan Clingan kid. He was incredible at UConn. He won 2 championships Dan early at UConn. They have Shaedon Sharp, who's got the highest vertical leap in the NBA. Stuart Henderson, the former number 3 pick at guard. They've got Jrue Holiday, Tumani Kumara. He's playing well. Danny Advija, the kid from Israel. He had 41, 12, and 5 last night. Robert Williams, a good athlete from Texas A&M. Matisse Thybulle, the defensive specialist. And Jeremy Grant, the kid from Syracuse. So, long story short, I think that the Blazers are pretty underrated. I had them. I gave out that to my guys. I had them beating the Suns. Well, actually, I had them covering 4, and they won by 4 actually. But obviously that was. But I think I personally took a wager myself. I took Portland 500 to 1 to make the Western Conference Finals. Wow. And I feel kind of good about my bet. I think that Clingan really adds a different dynamic with them. 7'2", 275, run the floor. He blocks shots, obviously. I think he matches up with Wembanyama pretty well. I think that the Spurs is probably the best matchup possible for the Blazers because they have a ton of talent at guard, and the Spurs don't have that massive size advantage with Wembanyama over Clingan. Obviously, Wemby is the better player, and he's got the higher ups. He's probably going to have a better series. But the Blazers are probably better than 80% of the other teams in the playoffs as far as matching up against Wembanyama because Clingan's 7'2" with a 7'9" wingspan. So I think the Blazers got a pretty good draw. As far as the games tonight, and then obviously the Hornets. The Hornets are playing great. LaMelo Ball had 30, 10, and 6. Con Kneppel didn't do much. He had 6. They still won the game. I like what I've seen from Diabate. Miles Bridges, obviously. Brandon Miller, who's very good at Alabama. He's stepped up and played really well. So I think the Hornets have a chance to make some noise in the East. I don't really love the East this year at all. I think the Celtics are fine. I don't know how good they actually are. The Knicks are probably the best team in the East, if I had to say. They don't get a lot of credit for it, but I think they're probably the best team in the East. I think they're better than the Celtics. And then as far as the Warriors-Clippers tonight, if the Clippers don't win this game, then the trades that they made, Curry's been hurt all year. The Warriors team is unimpressive, honestly, just across the board. I mean, you got a hobbled Curry, you got Brandon Podziemski, you got they traded Kuminga, which I thought was probably an unintelligent play, but they did. You still have Draymond, but I mean that team's not very talented in my opinion. And the Clippers, they picked up Benedict Mathurin, they traded James Harden, and they've got Ty Wise playing pretty well, so they've got like 6 or 7, and they got Darius Garland, that guard from the Cavs. So I think that they have a team. They should win this game. The Clippers should win this game. But as far as my thoughts on the entire play in itself, I like the concept. I think it's solid. And watch out for those Blazers because they actually match up with the Spurs really well.
Yeah, I think the only way the Warriors win if Curry just has a crazy 48-point night or something. That would be the only way. And, of course, that is a possibility, so I'll hold on to that. But just real quick about the Magic and the Sixers. Philadelphia is at home, and they're a -1.5, which is basically a pick-em at this point. What do you think about that game?
Is Embiid playing or not? Because
No.
if he's not playing, then that one.
No, I think he's shut down.
So if he's shut down, if he's not playing, then that 1.5 is actually advantageous for the Sixers. It's like math, right? You add Embiid, it's probably -6, -5.5, right? Embiid's not playing. They're still favored by 1. He's not playing. They've got the bad rep. Yeah, I think Max is going to be too much for the Magic tonight.
Well, you think about Paul George's 35 years old. He had knee surgery.
Yep.
He had a drug suspension. And now officially has missed more games in his career than he's played. And then he had an appendectomy a couple days ago. So it's just that he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, Andy stole that MVP from Jokic.
Well, the writers, yeah. It's not his fault, but yeah, you could say he didn't deserve
Well,
it.
you know,
Yeah. What did you think about the because Spoelstra was pretty pissed. I mean, if they had Adebayo healthy, I'm sure Miami would have won since they lost by 1 in overtime. But LaMelo Ball pulls him down. He says, "Hey, I'm really sorry about that." And Spoelstra's like, "That ain't good enough. He should have been kicked out of the game." What do you think?
Yeah, probably. I mean, under those circumstances, you gotta have consistent officiating. Would that have resulted in a player being booted from the game? Most likely. I mean, it should be the same thing with star players. And LaMelo he's evolving into a star. I think this year he's kind of evolved into a star. So yeah, I think Spoelstra's in the right there. And obviously, I mean, LaMelo he hit that layup. He hit that layup at the end of the game, and then they had that block shot. So I think Spoelstra's got a point.
And you mentioned Denny Avdija, who is a guy, I remember him in the draft. He was coming out of Israel. He's not a household name. I don't even think he's a household name in Portland. Where did the 41 points come from?
You know, his average, they played on their last game of the season. Who did they play against? They beat him pretty bad. Was it the Clippers? I think it was the Clippers. And he had like 35, 37 in that one. He averaged 25, 6, 5. I mean, he had a good season. He's very capable of scoring in bulk. He's got size. He's 6'7", 220 pounds. I think I'm not really surprised that 41-point game happened. He's just one of those. He's an unsung hero that has a lot of basketball ability. And again, he's got people that can get him the ball. Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson, Jrue Holiday. Like they've got a pretty good thing going at guard in Portland.
You know, I'll throw this in too because I know he's a downhill guy. Like he likes to go to the rim. Do you know that only Doncic and Giannis had more free throws than Avdija all year?
Not shocked at all. He uses his body really well, and he's an underrated athlete.
All right, Sharp at betmypicks.com is the email. It's JD Sharp from Pro Wagering. JD, thanks for jumping in, man.
Hey, thanks a lot, Rick. See you, man.
All right. Hey, we've got open lines the rest of the hour. Don't be shy. Come on in at 1-800-878-PLAY. You ain't got no alibi.
Life insurance is one of those things just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9654. 800-915-9654. 800-915-9654. 800-915-9654.
I am an American veteran. I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating an old car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how their program works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. Running or not, it doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Card Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car up for free, and you'll get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to give you right now. Thank you. God bless America.
800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. That's 800-887-1097.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now.
800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
Picked on by Wood, who's playing further and further forward. Huddleston, Modric, there to be hit, deflection, hit the post, Lennon, 4-4, unbelievable.
That's what I had been saying. What had happened was Rick Tittle was just trying to keep it real and stay sucker-free.
All right, the first round of the NFL draft is 8 days away. Bum bum. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da. And I thought it was funny because John Spytek, the Raiders general manager, there was an article about the phone was ringing with the Raiders. And a phone's ringing. Yeah, people want to kick tires, especially against a schmuck who's, been a GM about as long as the milk has been in the fridge. About that, Spytek said, if there's a player that stands out that we feel is not worth losing, actually, no Southern accent, it's not even worth picking up the phone, then we'll just make the pick. But if it's a player that we're not as excited about, or if there's a group of players that we would pick from and we can get value for that, we're certainly open to listen. Well, Fernando Mendoza is expected to become the 30th quarterback to be in the common draft era. Of course, that's the merger in 1967. Be the fourth straight year a quarterback is picked number one. If he is drafted by the Raiders, he will be in a competition with Kirk Cousins and Aiden O'Donnell. First of all, not Aiden O'Donnell. And Tech and Clint Kubiak, the new coach in Las Vegas, said that they would rather have a rookie playing behind a vet. Spike said, ultimately, this is a meritocracy, and the best guy will play. It's just really hard to play really well at a young age. But we've seen plenty of quarterbacks do it recently. We've added Kirk, we have Aiden, and we'll see how it goes. The previous 6 quarterbacks drafted number 1 overall, Cam Ward, Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, and Kyler Murray, they all started week 1. The last one who didn't was Baker Mayfield in 2018. So for Spytek, patience is a necessity when dealing with a young quarterback. He said, it's a hard position to play. And there's a lot to learn before throwing a football and being a good teammate. A lot of these guys live their entire lives in shotgun. They don't huddle. You really got to teach some of these guys how to run a huddle, how to break a huddle, how to get under center and call a cadence. Wrong, 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 wrong. All 8 points there, except for a hard position I disagree with. You're not going to learn to be a good teammate. At this point, you either are or you aren't. Okay? You're not going to be like, you know what, I'm not going to be such a hard ass and yell at everybody anymore. Now, you are who you are at this point. Do you really think Fernando Mendoza under center how to run a huddle? Do you know when I learned how to run a huddle? When I was 14. Let me show you how to break a huddle. Okay, he says it takes a long time. I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so after you call whatever you want to say, blue eye hair, 48 reverse, on two, ready, break. What else is there to know? I don't know. Now, if you want to talk about checkoffs and cherry trees and passing trees, I'm cracking myself up with the triple entendre there. Or if you want to talk about pre-snap reads, are they in a cover 2 or a cover 3? Oops. Acted like they were in a cover 2, and now there's a single high. And, there's a hammer on this side, otherwise also known as blitz. Just the terminology, things like that. If you want to talk about terminology and pre-snap reads and who's stunting and your O-line making adjustments as you go, yes. But how to break a huddle? How to call cadence? I was a quarterback in high school when I was 16. And in practice, for fun, I would go on 8, ready, break. And then I'd be like, hut, 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 just to see if we could do it for fun. But I also learned, no matter if I said on 3 and I went hut, 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 to make the defensive line jump, it would make the offensive line jump. Even though you wanted to keep it simple. I had another coach who said, no cadence, just walk up to the line. When everyone's set, put your hands under center, and then the center will snap. And I was like, this is when I was coaching, and I was like, that's dumb. He goes, high school kids can't handle cadence. I go, yes, they can. I did it. I wasn't a genius. My whole team did. We weren't boneheads. We also weren't Rhodes Scholars. It's not that hard. And people will say, oh, Alex Smith and Derek Carr, they get a new coordinator every year. Is that hard? Yeah. Is it a pain in the butt? Yeah. Does it take a minute? Yes. Is that an excuse for losing games? No. No, it's not. It's there's so many times in sports we make excuses for professional athletes. And the one that I like to bring up is when the guy goes from right field to left field and I go, oh, I don't know. Like, what? Just ask any outfielder and he'll say, I'm fine. Wherever you put me, I'm fine. And then behind closed doors, he'd be like, oh, that ball comes off the bat differently. The only one I have mild sympathy for is when you throw a guy at second base who's never played there. And the way you turn at the bag is different than you do at short. Shortstop, everything's in front of you. At second, you got to turn your back to the base runner, which is a little disconcerting sometimes. But guess how long it takes to learn? They've already learned it. They did it in high school or Little League. So it's funny for me. Now, Spytech said, we all understand there's not a ton of patience in the job that we chose here. But if you can find some level of patience and put people in positions when they're ready, that's the best way forward. Now, I take that back to baseball because the A's had incredible patience for Marcus Semien, who reinvented the error when he was in Oakland. He was the worst fielder in baseball. The worst. He had a skillet. And I remember the A's were in Vegas for a weekend series during spring training to play at the field, Cashman Field, where the Las Vegas 51s played. That was the Mets minor league team. The Mets would host one team per year. And so I was in Vegas, and I was in the A's dugout, and the only other reporter who came up from Phoenix was Jane Lee, and Melvin walks out, and he says out loud, "What is Rick Tittle doing here?" And I was like, thought I'd stop by. And we started talking about Semien, who they had just acquired, and I said, I heard that he's a terrible defender. And Bob said, well, the White Sox jerk around. He plays third, then he'd play short, then he'd play second. And I went, oh, okay. What I really wanted to say is, come on. Now, the A's didn't care about winning. The front office, the players and the managers and the training staff, they all cared, obviously. The front office didn't care. And I said it at the time on this show, no other team would allow a guy to be that bad for that long. And you know who paid who got the dividends for that? Other teams. Like the Rangers when they won the World Series, like the money he got when he was third in MVP voting. He should send a bouquet of roses to the A's for letting him. But that's when you really believe in it. So the spy tech says, you know, if you have a level of patience, well, there's no way you have that patience in the NFL. Look at Anthony Richardson. And, you know, selected by the Colts out of Florida. And this kid is raw. He only started 1 year for the Gators, but he's an amazing athlete. But we believe in him. And we're going to make it a first-round pick, and we're going to start him from day one. He didn't look good, then he got hurt. It's kind of like the Trey Lance situation, you know, except the Niners traded ones to move up to get him because he was the next Patrick Mahomes after the Niners had passed on him. And so day one, he starts, and then it's like, maybe he ain't that good. And he's been third string for the Chargers, third string for the Cowboys. He was a backup at one point last year because of attrition. By the way, that's something in football at every level. If you can stay healthy, at some point you will at least be the backup because everybody gets hurt. I always like to tell a story. My last college game I ever played in, we only had 5 healthy DBs, and before the game, we would sit there and we would look at the program in the locker room, and then there was also the sheet that they would give the media, and we were all listed as each other's backups. In other words, this guy's backing up that guy, and it's like, well, he's starting here. How can he be backing up here? It's attrition. But yeah, so the Raiders said, if we like the guy, we won't pick up the phone, but if we don't, we will. Okay, I guess I understand what that means. All right, we'll take a quick break, and we will get on back on Sports Byline USA.
Who's watching? Tell me who's watching? Who's watching me? I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Oh, when I come home at night, I roll the door.
Are you over the age of 50? Want peace of mind and financial security for your family? Here's an important message to you from Senior Care USA. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. That leaves your loved ones the burden of paying your debts and funeral costs. Our plans start as low as $1 per day and will pay your family up to $30,000 to help pay for your funeral and other expenses. There are no medical exams. Your rates will never increase. Your plan cannot be canceled, regardless of your medical conditions, as long as you make your premium payments. Get up to $30,000 in final expense insurance. Call now for free information. Just answer a few simple questions and get approved right over the phone in just a few minutes. Call right now.
Call 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. 800-399-6879. Do you have a book? Get it out of your mind and make it a real book with a free guide to publishing. Trying to publish a book yourself can be complicated. It takes a lot of time. Time that you could spend writing your book or even more books. Do what you do best. We can do the rest. Thousands of authors across the nation have trusted our book publishing service. We have the connections to help you get your book printed, distributed, sold on Amazon, Apple Books, Barnes & Noble, and bookstores nationwide. We can do it faster than you can on your own. Get your free guide to publishing. It's a free phone call. Remember, make this free call right now and learn how to turn your book into something real that people can buy. Get your free writer's guide. Call right now. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. 800-482-8399. That's 800-482-8399.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the pharmacy shop.
I'm a pretty normal guy. I do one weird thing. I like to go in the women's room for number 2. I've been caught several times, and I have paid dearly.
Rick Tittle never eats beef jerky during any month that ends in November.
All right, thanks for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. Just got an email from the ballet as I'm going tonight, and they have their schedule for next year. The Ballet Gala, write it down, January 14th, 2027. That's in 8 months. That is a bacchanal. And I can tell you it's also a bad time to go on a diet when they have pyramids of peanut butter cookies. Rick, no one knows what you're talking about. All right, so the draft. I love the draft. Not just I love the draft, I love the draft. And the risers and fallers I was talking about with JD the last few days, did a little NBA talk today. But as I look through all the mags, and people still sell magazines, and people like me buy them and read them. Now we're starting to see guys who have been called overrated and underrated. So not just rising and falling. And I want to mention a few. No fault of their own. These guys have not played football, some of them since Thanksgiving. Some of them 3 months at least, but they're going up and going down. C.J. Allen, the linebacker from Georgia. This was a track star in high school, and he is a linebacker at Georgia, was very strong leadership schools. But now they're saying he's short, he's not athletic, he loses the sight of the forest for the trees when he's in the box. He can't cover. but he brings a lot of accountability to the position. What, saying my fault, my bad? First of all, anyone who is a track star, don't tell me he's not athletic. Now, you could say, well, that just means he runs fast. I get it. How do you play linebacker for Georgia and yet you can't cover and you're not a good athlete? Because of your leadership skills? I don't think that's enough. Another one is Cassius Howell, the edge rusher out of Texas A&M. And everyone was like, wow, 11 and a half sacks, just super strong, long arms, like 2 inches longer. I hate saying wingspan. Arm length, he's not a condor, but 30 and a half inches of extra arm length. But now they're saying that he only had one good year, and so he's overrated. Excuse me, he just had 11 and a half sacks. Who cares what he did in 2024? So, I don't know. I was never a D1 athlete. I was a D2 athlete, but I kind of feel like sticking up for these guys. Lee Hunter from Texas Tech, the defensive lineman. They say, oh, he's too much of a bull in a chop shop. He has no range. Okay, so where he's standing, he creates havoc. He's not a good rusher. How many defensive tackles are great pass rushers, and do you want them to be that? Rick, well, when they do, and that's probably 60 to 70% of the time. All right, I get it, but you're not drafting a defensive lineman for pass rushing. That's the secondary thing that's important. It's like tight ends. You don't draft them as blockers. Do they have to block? Yes, that's second on the list. But number one is getting open, catching passes, holding onto the ball, all that. Then you do have to block. But they're just saying, Lee Hunter, no range. All right. I don't know how many guys at 300 pounds have good range anyway. Now there are the guys who are are on the underrated list. And speaking of Texas A&M, it's an inside linebacker named Chase Besontis. And he is, he's a guard. I think I said an inside linebacker. He's a guard. I was thinking too much linebackers. But they said he's not overwhelmingly powerful, but he's an amazing pass blocker. And so whoever gets him will love him in pass coverage. Well, you do have to run block too, but I get that that's something that, I mean, he's not a household name. Chase Besontis, not even in his own home. Who's that? He's related to you. His name is Chase, right? Okay. But blocking and pass coverage is an art. One of my good friends in college, he was a linebacker. He's a huge Niner fan. He wanted to be Keena Turner. He wanted to wear 58. I think that was his number. He wanted to be Keena Turner. And yet, whenever we did drills, and for whatever reason, like in high school, he was an offensive lineman, and you could not get around him. I tried in some drills. He had his hands out. He was big. His positioning, he would just push you away like you were nothing. And I would tell him, I'm like, you're really, really good at pass blocking. Offensive losers. I go, okay, be a linebacker who never plays then. Defensive lineman from South Carolina, Nick Barrett, is on the underrated list. I've just been looking at people who the buzz on him is that great in drills, but not good on film. Well, good at showcases like pro days and things. There's nothing flashy about him. He only had 2 sacks. But if you want to draft a guy like this on day 3, that would be one. Another is Anthony Hill, the Texas linebacker. And I don't think this guy gets enough credit for his capabilities as a defender. And also not getting sucked down into the box. All you do is a little play action Fake handoff. We say play action. It means fake handoff. I know. High point, that means jumping for the ball. It's stupid.